Ybor City celebrating its 140th anniversary, the Florida Museum of Photographic Arts presents Cigars, Photography, Industry, and Identity. Joining us today is local photographer Zach Whitman. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here on this, celebration to talk about. This is something too that really piqued your interest. You've taken some photographs of the buildings around Ybor City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Drew Newman over at JC Newman had this great idea to photograph all the 25 cigar factories that are still standing in Tampa. And he had this idea based on this old collection of photos from the Brigette brothers when the cigar industry was kind of at its peak. And now that it's kind of dwindled a little bit, there's still this culture, but he wanted to make a collection that mirrors those photos.
Okay.
So he commissioned me to go around and make, I think I took over 12,000 photos of the 25 cigar factories.
It's also interesting that there are 25. So they're not obviously cigar factories anymore. What are they now?
So all of them except for one are currently occupied in some way or under renovation to be a new business. But JC Newman still makes cigars the old-fashioned way to this day. There are a couple tobacco companies that have their headquarters there that don't actually make cigars. There's college buildings, there's apartments, there's going to be a hotel, wine cellars. There's so many different things that can fill these spaces.
Yeah,
so
they've
it's
transformed.
Really cool.
Why
Yeah.
did you want to take photographs of them?
I'm a documentary photographer, so it's kind of how I interact with the world. I'm from Detroit originally. I've been in Tampa for 10 years, and Detroit is Motor City. The auto industry was the foundation of Detroit. We wouldn't have Motown music. We wouldn't have all this stuff without cars. Similarly, Tampa, the cigar industry is what built Tampa.
We wouldn't have it.
We wouldn't have the Rays. We wouldn't have the Bucks. We wouldn't have the Columbia without the cigar industry coming here way back when.
What did you see when you were photographing these buildings?
Oh man, a lot of history, a lot of things that people left behind. There's the photo of a calendar from way back in the day over you. There's footprints in the sand. There's a makeshift security facility at the abandoned Samuel Davis
and these
factory.
are still here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
What was that like to go and to see that and to see it still in that state?
A little creepy sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember there was one time where I got left in the basement for a couple minutes while they were giving a tour to someone else, and there was this kind of chilling air. But no, I didn't see any ghosts. I kind of felt their spirits. But
yeah. So this exhibition that is now at the museum, what can we see when we visit there?
Yeah, so it'll be a collection of my images from the Cigar City photo book, and then a collection from the Burns collection in New York, which are archival, pretty ancient photography from the 1800s and the early 1900s. One-of-a-kind images about cigars. So there's people rolling cigars, people smoking them, all kinds of cool stuff. They're awesome. So
you mentioned that you're a documentary photographer. Why is it important to take photographs like this and to have an exhibition like this?
I think it's important to understand our history and why we're here and why have an appreciation for that. I had driven around Tampa so many times and passed these buildings and not really understood their history or why we were here or why they were here. And now that I've been inside of all of them, I really know what that history is. And I always tell whoever I'm driving with, oh, this is the blah, blah, blah factory. This is this, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's important for us to understand our history and what brought us here today.
Yeah, was it difficult picking? You said you took 12,000 photos. Was it difficult to narrow all those photos down?
I had a great team, a great photo editor, Ariel, and a great designer, Bonnie, that really helped me. We had like remote editing sessions because they're both based in New York, and we spent, I don't even know, dozens and dozens of hours cutting them down and finding a sequence that made sense, because when you have a book that's mostly photographs, you have to make it interesting every single page.
Yeah, so this is a book of these photos.
Yep.
And where can we get this? Tell us about the book.
You can buy this at JC Newman, at their website, at their store. They give tours. You could also buy it at the Florida Museum of Photographic Arts. There's going to be a talk with Holden Rasmussen tonight from JC Newman. He's going to talk about the history of cigars.
Very
that's
cool.
where you can get it.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming by and sharing them with us.
Of course, yeah.
We
Thanks
appreciate
for having
it.
me.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah.